Man, the glow up been too real, that y'all liking what y'all see. Yeah, my mama is a soldier and my daddy is a G. When you put them two together, what you think that made me? She had me at 17, made her worse, she did her thing. Yeah, you did it, love you mama, look how I turned out to be. I did 2 years in Diego and then 3 at USC. That's a beauty, that's a beast, I bet her brain is so OD. Said a prayer to the Lord, keep me safe from enemies. Then I start losing friends, I thank God for clarity. Focus, keep me focused. All these little things, man, they keep me focused. Focus, keep me focused. All these little things, man, they keep me focused. Any nigga play it this.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Morgan Danielle, and today for you guys, I'm going to be basically just talking about my recent situationship and how that kind of has changed me. I think that it's important to tell you guys this story time. Oh my god, this is embarrassing. It's important to tell you guys certain story times because certain parts of my life I keep private, but at the same time, it kind of affects me, and because I don't say anything or I don't really show it, you really don't get a feel or a vibe of who I am. After this, I kind of want to leave this relationship and leave this person and all these memories here in this video way. So I felt like this would be the most positive way, because if someone experiences something similar, they can take it and they can actually grow from it. And then I can also pour out my emotions and leave it all in one spot. So here goes. Back last year, I was dealing with actually a breakup prior, which is one of the first lessons I learned, which is don't try to date people. You know, even if you've moved on from someone, I still think that, you know, even if you and that person have called it quits and you've moved on, I still think that that doesn't mean that you're ready. Even if you've forgiven that one person for the things that they have done, or you've moved on from that situation and it's no longer present or relevant to your life, it still sometimes isn't the best thing to just go in and date other people. But I thought that this person was going to be genuine and true, so I, of course, decided to date them. Me and this person started off pretty good. Like, I felt like this person and I had similar interests, and so, you know, we were able to really kind of bond over our similar interests. But over time, things in our relationship started to shift. This person wanted a relationship but didn't want a relationship at the same time. It was a lot of mind games. You know, this person wanting me to completely not be open to dating other people, but also that the same person wanted me to not be, this person didn't really want to be serious with me, but they also didn't want me to keep my options open. They wanted to isolate me. And so for a while, that's kind of how things were, but this person was extremely jealous at times. And of course I can be jealous myself, so it's not necessarily a negative thing, but this person would be jealous of friends and things like that, and they were very paranoid, just as I was at times, about being cheated on. As me and this person started to have problems, it kind of got to a point where this person became verbally abusive. They would call me, like, literally out of my name. Like, they would be calling me the B word. They'd be calling me deplorable. They'd comment on my appearance, my looks. They would say nasty, horrible things about my looks. They just basically put me down and became my least number one fan. And it's like, when you're dating someone, and especially in the future when I date people, I need a support system. I don't need you to tear me down about my looks when we're upset with each other. I don't need you to put me through the mental torture of ignoring me or not being as willing and open to work things out when things go left. Because in any relationship, you will clash. But I think what makes the difference between a loving, serious relationship and a relationship that's not serious and or loving is when this person is constantly disrespecting you, calling you out your name, putting you down, and then acting as though they don't deserve to, you know, apologize, or as if they don't have an obligation to apologize, or as if, like, you know, they can justify why they put you down by just simply saying, well, you did this. It became tit for tat constantly with this person. It was like every time they were called out, they had to make it about they had to give you a reason why they did it. They don't care if they hurt you. They don't care how it made you feel. It's more so just, okay, well, here's why you made me do it. And that's immature. And this person was older than me. So keep in mind, they're older than me, but they're being that much immature. But of course, I was trying to work things out because I'm a loyal person. I don't give up easily. I try to see the best in everyone. So I try to overlook certain things and try to tell myself that certain things aren't as big of a deal as they really are. So I try to overlook things and move forward, but it just didn't really work. It got so bad to a point where this person was calling me the B word regularly. It was to be expected during an argument, and it got to a point where they became toxic. They weren't invested in my dreams. It was hard to talk to them. Even talking to them about the littlest thing was just hard. We couldn't even have a casual conversation because that person was just so uninvested in the relationship at that point. But rather than break up, they would rather be a coward and continue leading me to believe that things were going to at some point work. It got so bad to a point to where me and this person were clashing, and I got to a point where I put my hands up and I was like, look, I'm waving a white flag. I don't want to fight. I want to definitely be a lover in this situation. So how do we get back to being in a loving relationship? But keep in mind, this person, and now we're nearing like the 6 to 8 months span of time. So it's like, keep in mind, this whole time, this person has made it clear that, we're single, we're not nothing to each other, but they don't want me talking to no one. But they're reiterating that we're two single people trying to date one another. And keep in mind, this person had friends, like female friends, who would cross so many boundaries and cross so many lines in the relationship that I felt like it was a little bit too much. It's like, there's a level of which, your female friend should try to claim you on social media, especially when you're not even trying to acknowledge me. This person didn't even follow me on social media. This person didn't want to do nothing. But they would literally joke and laugh at other women, like other women's photos. And it's not to say that that means that they're having sex with the women, but it's just the point of, if you're trying to hide me, and I'm supposed to be the person that you're dating, if you will hide me, but you will gas up other women, that shows that you're ashamed that you're dating me. And you knew that I was trans getting involved. So it was like, it kind of took me off guard. And not only that, but the person was very like manipulative mentally. So they had me thinking this whole time that I'm just really insecure. But come to find out, they were doing things behind my back with other people. So I was correct in my assumption that they were doing things behind my back, because they were hiding me. And there's a difference between a private relationship and a hidden relationship. A private relationship is when, okay, we've established amongst each other that there's a level of respect and boundaries that need to be established when it comes to dealing with others, because we are a team, a team. We are together. We are a partnership. And then there's hiding, which means you don't want nobody to know that you date me, so you purposefully try to keep things between us as separate as possible because you don't want no one to know that you're dating me. And that's how I felt. I felt like this person was just ashamed of me. And so it's like, that was never a good feeling. And then they wondered why I was insecure. So me and this person ended up having sex after 8 months of me making them wait. Just because I wasn't really exactly ready at different intervals. And then during certain intervals, it just didn't work out that way. And of course, I gave this person gas money and almost didn't go to school because of this fact that I sometimes regret. But what really put the icing on the cake was this person basically tried to break things off with me. And they didn't officially just break things off. They kind of made it seem like they were breaking things off temporarily. And we kind of had a habit of doing that with one another. I'll even admit that sometimes I broke things off for itty bitty spans of time just because we weren't really seeing eye to eye, and I was just like, you know what, I can't do this. But this time in particular, this person started moving on and dating other people, and this went on for about a 2-week span, and then randomly they pop up and they're like, I'm dating someone else. But they didn't even really, I had to pull this information out of them. Like, keep in mind, this person wasn't going to tell me they were dating other people. They weren't going to tell me that they were moving on. They weren't going to tell me that they were done with the relationship. They were going to just do it. But then they had the audacity to call me after that and be like, are you dating anyone else? And then they're going to have to tell me to move on when they're calling me from a private number. If I have you blocked on everything and you're calling me, don't ask me if I'm moving on, because clearly, from what you can see, I'm moving on. I only got in contact with this person simply because they were trying to get in contact with me. So I was under the impression that if you're trying to get in contact with me, there's something for us to discuss. But if you were moving on, why not just continue ignoring me? But this person, again, being as childish as they are, continued to just play mind games. So after deciphering through all the riddles, they're like, you need to move on and move forward. And I'm like, here's the thing. For you to go and see someone, and for you to be dealing with someone and not be honest enough to say, hey, look, I found someone else, and then your excuse is, well, I didn't have the confidence, and you scarred me for life. If I've scarred you so bad, if I've been such a cold person to you, to the point where you think you're damaged, you wouldn't even be calling me from a private number. If I've done something to you that's so bad, I've given you gas money, I've given this person so many different things throughout this time that I'm like, for you to sit there and be like, I've scarred you so bad when you've put me down. You've even faked a suicide at one point to tug on my heartstrings. And you want to talk about someone being scarred? I'm scarred from thinking that you were almost going to die. But this person did not take that all into consideration. So it was a very taxing, toxic relationship. And this person was toxic. And the problem with them being so toxic was that they felt like the world around them was toxic. They felt like it was everybody else being toxic but them. There was no accountability. And I think that's what I need in my next relationship, is that I need accountability. I need a man who's going to take accountability for his own actions versus always trying to toss his actions off as being reactionary. I feel like accountability cannot involve being reactionary. You have to say, you know what? Not my reaction was my own. That was how I chose to respond to this. Not, oh, you made me respond to this like that. It doesn't work like that, and life doesn't work like that. And that is what I think is missing from all the relationships I've ever had in life, is that lack of accountability. So that's how I personally feel about it. My roommates. So it's like with this person, I'm just glad that I'm able to break things off and go on about my business, and I won't be missing. So yeah. I will see you guys in my next video. My roommates are home. Bye.